In example 4, we need to describe the transformations for this function and sketch the equation by hand. So let's take a look. We've got a negative sign here, so that'll be a reflection. Doesn't look like there's any stretching, so it doesn't, we could just describe it here, doesn't widen or narrow. And you could use the words stretch or shrink if you wanted to. And we do have a couple shifts though. So there's going to be a shift right by 2 and up 4. All right. So now we have a picture of what's going on. Let's graph the parent function. The parent function for this one is going to be y is equal to 1 over x. That's the simplest form of this. Take the negative sign out, take the minus 2 out, take the 4 away, and you've got 1 over x. So graphing this one, we know that the point 1, 1 is on the graph, 2, 1/2, 3, 1/3. And also interesting to note is this fact is that there are some asymptotes for this one. So we're going to delve into asymptotes a lot deeper in the future, but it's nice to know that those are right here, centered at 0, 0. So that's the straight vertical line and straight horizontal line. We're going to graph the other part of this here. The other part is just a reflection. This graph definitely has some symmetry going on here. And so this piece will look just like this piece. There we are. Graph continues in that direction, but it will never cross the x or the y-axis. Okay, let's apply the shifts. And when I apply the shifts, you can do it with every single point, but you're going to find that actually this point that's not on the graph is going to be important. So where the asymptotes cross, and if you think about it, you can think about it like the center of the graph. And so what we'll do here is we'll shift everything right 2 and up 4. So let's go right 2, let's pick a point, right 2 and up 4. And this one will be right 2 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is the same piece, and you're kind of seeing how this curve might look. Right here and here would be the other 2. So this is again a helper graph, just to show you the effect of these things. And the graph that we're graphing in red here is y is equal to 1 over x minus 2 plus 4. We haven't done anything with the reflection, we're just working with a shift. And this one will be right 2 up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one will be right 2 up 1, 2, 3, 4. And that shape is going to stay the same. The shape is congruent or the same, so we're just going to shift that up over here. So the next point should be right here and here. Notice how we have 2 asymptotes right here at y is equal to 4 and x is equal to 2. So if you think about the center of the graph has also shifted right 2 and up 4. And you can actually use that to your advantage. If you wanted to graph those asymptotes, that's fine. We just don't want to cross this line right here, x is equal to 2. And then also y is equal to 4, we definitely do not want to cross. There's only one part of this now that we need to take into account, and that is a reflection. This one's a little harder because we're not really over the x-axis anymore. But what we want to do is we want to reflect it over that new line y is equal to 4. So we can do this. We can just take all these points and just flip them to the other side of the asymptote here. And you could have done that originally, maybe that would have been better, and then shifted everything after that, that's fine. So this will look like, ooh boy, this is 2 units away, so we'll go down 2 over here. And then this one should be right here, I think. So we'll graph that. And again, this one in purple or maroon here, this is the actual graph of the thing. So now we're going from the red, and we're again looking at this line y is equal to 4. We'll reflect each one of those points over the top. And so we'll have, let's see, this one will be reflected here, this one will be reflected here. So I suppose saying the x-axis is, well, it's accurate, but it's accurate, but when you do the shift first, think about those asymptotes, especially with this rational function. Let's just verify that we've done this correctly. So let's pick a point, maybe 3 here. So we're going to test 3, 3. 3, that's g of x, the y position, should be equal to the opposite of 1 over 3 minus 2 plus 4. So 3 is equal to negative 1 over, that's 1, plus 4. 1 over 1 is 1, and it's negative. So we get 3 is equal to, well, just 3. So there can be a little bit of confusion here as to, well, do you take the red graph and flip it over the x-axis down here? And if you did that, you would find that the points would actually not work for this. So be careful when you're reflecting. Think about where that graph is and just reflect it over that position. And in this case, it's nice because we have that horizontal asymptote, and it's kind of like the new x-axis if you want to think about it like that with the shifts.